Welcome to the class, students. Today we shall start with a new unit, Unit 6, that is General Principles and Processes of Isolation of Elements. It's going to be a very interesting unit, trust me. So in this unit, what are you going to study? So before that, let me give you an introduction of this particular concept. You always, when you look at the metals, you may wonder of how the mining place may look like, or how actually the processes might be carried out, and how the metals might be extracted. At least a few would have got this particular thought of how interesting it might be. Yes, so we shall have all the detailed study about how actually mining takes place, or how actually the metals are separated. It's very nice unit. Okay, let's see. First let us understand what is this unit, what is the heading of the unit telling us. It is telling general principles and processes of isolation of elements. See, the name indicates. What do you mean isolation? Isolation means separation. So what are we separating? Isolation of elements. So in the periodic table we have studied that we have 118 elements in the periodic table, out of which most of them are metals. Yes, S block, or say D block, F block, all the elements are, and few from P block also are metals. So today let us study about that in detail. In this unit we will be studying how the elements are separated, how the metals are extracted from its respective substances. Before that, if you have to have a picture of how essential it is, why this has been included in your second PU syllabus, the reason is, just have a look around the buildings in which you live in. Look at the building blocks of it, in the sense the supporting pillars or whatever, the rods, the window panes, the vessels which you use in your house, or say the conducting wires, the wires which conducts, or say the vehicle parts or automobile parts, all these are made up of metals. So we have a strong connection with these metals. So at present we cannot imagine us without the usage of metals. That is why this unit is very important. So let us move with it. So first we need to know the important terms that we use in this particular unit. So imagine that we are stepping into a mining area where we are studying some concepts related to that. We are having a picture of it, so you can have imagination of it. All right, terms. So first, which we need to learn, the very important term is minerals. What are minerals? Minerals are naturally occurring substance in the earth's crust that can be obtained by mining. That is why we call it as minerals. So we want metals. Metals is not freely available in the nature. It's not like iron as Fe, it exists in nature. It might be in the combined state. It would have combined with any, and then it would be present in the nature. So we want to separate it. Yes, so the naturally occurring substance. What are minerals? Naturally occurring substance in the earth's crust that can be obtained by mining. That would be the right definition. Okay, naturally occurring substance in the earth crust that can be obtained by mining. Now you take mineral, you get a mineral. From that you separate ore. Okay, from the ore you get metal. The next one is ores. What is a ore? Ores are nothing but minerals from which useful metals can be extracted. Now why I have told you useful is because, imagine, now you have a mining area, you are owning a mining area and you want to extract some metal. You know that you will get some metal, maybe some 0.2 gram of metal you are going to get. Do you want to extract by spending lots of amount on it? See, whenever we think of any, say, chemical experiments or say any procedures or processes or preparations, we will have to think of the economic condition also. We have to think of our country's economy as well at the same time, yes? Ores are, these are the minerals from which useful metal, which are useful metal can be extracted. Extracted means separating and using it. Useful metal can be extracted. So such substances are called as ores. For example, iron has different ores like hematite, magnetite, from which we can separate iron. Clear? Next one is gangue. It is Gangue. It's not a group of ores. Gangue means the earthly or unwanted impurities. So when we get the minerals from the earth's crust, it will be in the combined state, as I have told. It would have been mixed with any substances. So it would have been mixed with clay, it would have been mixed with silica, or it may contain some impurities as well. So those earthly and unwanted impurities are called as gangue. What is gangue? Earthly, or earthly means say sand, dust, clay, all those. Earthly or unwanted impurities present in the ore is called as gangue particles. Yes. Now let us see one more term, metallurgy. What is metallurgy? Now I have told you, we have stepped into a mining area. So we see that there are different procedures that are followed, and those procedures are scientific and which are using technology also. That is why the scientific and technological study, or the scientific and technological processes involved in the isolation of metal or in the extraction of metal is called as metallurgy. So that the sequence or that process, stepwise study is called as metallurgy. So what is it? The scientific and technological processes that is involved in the extraction of metal from its ore is called metallurgy. So hope these terms are clear of what is minerals. Minerals are naturally occurring substances in earth's crust. Ore is nothing but the minerals from which we can extract a metal. Gangue particles are those earthly or unwanted impurities present in the ore. Metallurgy is the scientific and technological processes in the extraction of metal from its ore. So this, because we will not be using terms like impurities there or dust there, we say gangue particles. Gangue particles in the sense you should know that it is unwanted impurities. Then if we say ore, that means you should know it's mineral from which we are extracting the metal. Hope it's clear. Now let's move on further. If you have a good imagination of how the processes are carried out, you will surely enjoy this particular unit. Okay, let's move further now. Let us see the steps that metallurgy involves. Metallurgy involves main steps. We shall know those steps briefly, and then we shall study about it in detail. Metallurgy involves the following steps. Metallurgy involves, first what will be done is, first after collecting the mineral, the ore in the sense the mineral from which the metal we are extracting, concentration of that ore will be done. Concentration of ore is where we remove the impurities that is not required. Easily removable impurities will be separated. Concentration of ore. Second, what are we going to do is, now the ore after concentrating, after removing the impurities, you call it as concentrated ore. From the concentrated ore we are separating the metal. Isolation of crude metal from concentrated ore. Why I have called it as crude metal? Crude metal means it still contains some amount of impurities. It's not the refined form of metal. So we call it as crude metal. Now after getting crude metal, what are we going to do? There are many processes. Okay. After that, purification of metal will be done. What is done? Purification, or we also call it as refining. Purification of metal will be done so that it can be used for the different purposes as per the need. These are the steps involved in metallurgy. Clear? First, what will be done? Concentration of ore will be done where the possible impurities are removed, and next isolation of crude metal will be done. The metal which we get after that we call as crude metal. From the crude metal again we purify it and get back the pure form of the metal. Now let us see some principal ores, important ores of few metals. Principal ores of some metals, very important, where you need to know about the chief ores, the main ores, as well as its chemical formula also. Let us see for aluminium. Aluminium is the element, or aluminium is the metal. Let us see the ore of aluminium. The ores of aluminium are, or from which the metal can be extracted, can be, one is bauxite and other one is kaolinite. Bauxite and kaolinite are the two ores. The formula for bauxite is, generally in the textbook if you observe, you can see that this particular formula is given in detail with all the mentioning of all the particular atoms in it. Generally we can write it as Al2O3 X H2O. This is a general representation of bauxite ore. It's also called alumina. Kaolinite, Al2O4, Al2OH4, Si2O5. Okay, Al2OH4, Si2O5. Then let us see for iron. Iron is the metal. Which are the ores of it? One is hematite, magnetite, siderite, and iron pyrites. Now let us see the formula for it. Hematite is Fe2O3. Hematite is Fe2O3. Magnetite Fe3O4. Siderite FeCO3. Iron pyrites is Fe(S)2. So as you can see, these are oxide ores where iron is present along with oxygen. Here aluminium is present along with oxygen ion. Silica, here siderite, it's a carbonate ore of iron. Iron pyrites is sulfide ore of iron. So this is about aluminium and iron. Let us see for copper and zinc as well. Copper, the chief ores can be copper pyrites, malachite, cuprite, and copper glans. So copper pyrite is CuFeS2. Malachite is CuCO3. CuOH twice. CuCO3, CuOH twice. Cuprite is Cu2O. And copper glans is Cu2S. These are the ores of copper. One is copper pyrites, which is CuFeS2, malachite, CuCO3, CuOH twice, cuprite, which is oxide ore, copper glans is sulfide ore of copper. So hope these things are clear. Please do note it down. Let me write for zinc. For zinc, we have zinc blende, or it's also called as sphalerite, or the other one which we have is calamine, and we have zincite. Zinc blend is, or sphalerite is ZnS, calamine is carbonate, or remember CEC, ZnCO3. Zincite is zinc oxide. So these are the principal ores of the metals, that is very important metals: aluminium, iron, zinc and copper. So you know this, aluminium is the most abundant metal. The most abundant metal is aluminium, and second place is iron. So iron is the second most abundant metal in the Earth's crust. So shall we move on to the next part? Next part is where we study the very first step of metallurgy, that is concentration of ores. Now let us see what is concentration of ores. So we are moving further. Have imagination. Concentration of ores are done. We have studied the important terminologies which can be used, and we have studied the different ores also. Now first step is, you have collected, after mining the mineral has been collected. Now we have to subject it to concentration first. So concentration of ore. Concentration of ore is also called as dressing of ore, or it is also called as benefaction of the ore, Both gives the same meaning. So concentration of ore is also called as dressing or benefaction of the ore. BENEFACTION, benefaction of the ore. Now let us see what is actually concentration of the ore. Concentration of the ore is where, here what is done? the earthly impurities, or in simpler words you can say the gangue particles are washed away, or the process of, here the early impurities are washed away, or to define concentration of ore you can say the process of removal of the gangue particles from the ore. The process of removal of gangue particles from the ore, metal ore, is called as concentration of ores. Now let us see different methods how the concentration of ores can be done. The first very important method, important one is hydraulic washing. So first let me mention you the methods, then I'll go along with it. Hydraulic washing. Second one is magnetic separation method. Third one is froth flotation method, and the fourth very important one is leaching process. These are the methods, very important methods by which the concentration of the ores will be done. Concentration of ore means what? The removal of impurities from the ore. That is the process of separation of removal of gangue particles from the ore particles is called concentration of ore. First let us see of hydraulic washing. It's very interesting. Hydraulic washing is also called as gravity separation method. What is important here is you should know the principles behind these things. What is the principle behind hydraulic washing is you will have to check out the difference in the gravities of gangue particles and the ore particles. What is the principle here? The principle here is difference in the gravities of gangue particle and ore. So what happens, a brief picture of how exactly hydraulic washing takes place. You will have a slopy area where it will have some wedges here. Okay, wedges in the sense spaces here. Okay, slope where at one end the ore particles are being added, and here stream of water is passed. Okay, stream of water is passed through that slope. Now what happens? Which one will show more gravitational pull, ore particles or the gangue particles? It is ore particles because they are heavier, right? So what happens? These gangue particles which are present, ore particles will be collected in this wedge. Okay, the space. Whereas the gangue particles which are present, it will be washed away along with water. So what are they doing? They have taken the ore particles. At one end they are adding the ore particles, or say minerals, ores. They are passing a very with the force they are passing the water through it, flow of water, along with which the gangue particles will be washed away because they show less gravitational pull. They do not settle down. Instead they are washed by the water, whereas the heavier ore particles settle down. This is what is happening. Later what is done? From here the ore particles can be separated and can be dried. Now that will be called as concentrated ore. Is it clear now? So here where you can see the difference, here the main principle is the gangue particles must be lighter and the ore particles must be heavier. In such case we can subject the ore into this particular method called as hydraulic washing. The next very important method and interesting as well, it's called as magnetic separation method. In magnetic separation method, let me tell you the principle of this. The principle is difference in the magnetic property. Magnetic property, or you can even remember this way, any of the particle, either gangue or the ore particle, must be a magnetic substance. Magnetic substance means which gets attracted by magnets. What is the condition? Either ore or gangue must be magnetic in nature. Must be magnetic in nature. Now let me draw a diagram, a rough picture of it. Here what happens, you know, the rollers are taken. So one roller, a magnetic roller will be taken. A magnetic roller will be taken, and here a conveyor belt is placed. The other one, two rollers, out of which one is magnet. This is a conveyor belt. Okay, here what is done? The ore particles are added. Ore particles are added. Now this roller starts, when it starts rolling, the wheel, when the wheel rotates, one is what? This is magnetic roller. Now the wheel starts rotating. What is happening? There is a belt here. Okay, there is a belt which is rotating through or over this particular magnetic roller. Now the particle starts moving. The particle or particles which you have added will start moving as the belt is moving. The ore particles also starts moving. Now at this point, what is the nature? Here it is a magnetic one. So what happens? Say now iron ore you have taken. Iron is attracted by magnet. So when it passes, the ore particles will be attracted by the magnet. They don't get separated. Say two containers where the dust particles which are present or the gangue particles which are present, they will be thrown out and they will be collected in this particular container. Are you getting the point? Fast, when it rotates with a high speed, the gangue particles will be thrown away and it gets separated at a container placed away from the magnetic roller. Whereas the gangue particles, the ore particles which are present, which gets attracted by the magnet, it gets attracted, moves to some extent where it gets attracted, and then it gets collected in one more container. Are you getting the point? So magnetic separation method, the principle is that any of the substance, either gangue or the ore particle, must be a magnetic substance so that it gets attracted by the magnet. And when the roller starts working, that is when it rolls along the conveyor belt, the gangue particles that are not attracted by the magnets will be collected in a container away from it, whereas the ore particles which are attracted by the magnet will get collected in another container. Like this, you can separate ore particles from gangue particles, which is nothing but concentration of the ore. Are you getting cleared with it? Okay, so this was the second method.